There's this thing called the Monster Experiment. It was done in, I think, the University of Iowa in 1939. And what they did is they took 22 orphan children, and half of them, they praised their ability to speak fluently and eloquently and just, praised their ability to speak clearly. And guess what happened to the other 11? They were belittled for their inability to speak fluently, for stuttering, for stammering. And they were told that they just can't speak properly. And guess what happened? They started stuttering. They started stammering. Some had lasting psychological effects that they couldn't speak properly for the rest of their lives. Okay? So what I'm basically trying to say is those kids all spoke perfectly, but being told constantly, you just can't talk right, you just stutter, you're just all jacked up. They started stuttering, they started acting all jacked up. And it's the same thing that people who think they're getting old are doing. They're allowing society to tell them, you're just too old for that, you're getting on in years. You've got to slow down. That's the worst thing. I could smack a person when he tells me I've got to slow down. Okay? Because what happens is, it's not that you wake up one day and your expiration date has been attained and you're going to just start to, sour and fall apart and rot until the day you die. What happens is, when you get to be, let's say, mid-20s, late 20s, you're out of high school, you're out of college, you're not playing your high school or your college sports anymore. Even if you're a professional athlete, you're coming towards the end of your career when you reach 30. So, people start to slow down, think about retirement, not train so hard. The average person who never exercises is just completely screwed, okay? And because of that, your body starts to slow down, okay? You put on weight, okay? You get aches and pains. Now, because of that, you're even less likely to exercise. Because you're less likely to exercise, less likely to eat properly, you put on more weight and you get more aches and pains, and you want to exercise even less, so you do exercise less. And it's because of that you're getting out of shape, not because of your age. You think you're old, you act old, and your body looks old because you're acting old. I never realized I was supposed to get out of shape when I got older. I never realized that, okay? When I was 39, I was in terrible shape. I'd let myself go. I was working too much, not eating, properly at all. I wasn't even eating junk food on a regular basis. I was just not eat all day, just work all day and binge at night on junk food, not exercise at all. And I never thought to myself, God, I'm getting old. God, I'm looking old. I just said, oh my God, I let myself go. So when I'm 39 years old, I went really hardcore for 4 months, got myself all ripped up, got myself into really, really good shape. Okay? And like I said, I didn't realize I was too old to do that. People say that they're too old to learn a martial art. People say they're too old to start learning gymnastics, to start, doing weight training or something like this. You know what? Everybody else says you lose flexibility as you get older. I am 41 and a half years old. I seriously, started stretching, for a week and a half. And I'm almost down to full splits. And it's not because I'm naturally flexible. I'm more flexible than almost everybody watching this video because I've been stretching for a week and a half. Okay? That's the reason why. And you want to know why you're not flexible, why you can't do splits? Because you don't stretch. Okay? It's the same thing like a marathon runner. A marathon runner, it could run, 26.2 miles or whatever, because he trains to run, that far. Not because he's special or he's young. Now, this is probably the single greatest reason why I'm able to get in better and better shape as I get older. I don't blame anything on my age, okay? If I go ahead and I work out with somebody else and he dusts me, he just, does a lot better, or, we go running and I can't keep up or whatever, I will never for the life of me say, oh, he's 21, I'm 41, he's 20 years younger than me, he's young enough to be my son. No, he runs, he's in shape, I'm not in shape, I need to push it, I need to work harder, okay? You know, if I'm on the beach and there's a guy who's 21 years old and he has, you know, ripped abs and, you know, he's in better shape than me, I would never for the life of me say, oh, yeah, well, it's just because he's young enough to be my son. You know, when I was that age, I didn't have abs. I have better abs now than I did then. And the reason why I don't have, there may be somebody who has better abs is because he's more dedicated to his training, his diet. He's more consistent. He's been dieting longer. He's been working out longer, but it's not because he's younger. I don't give myself the opportunity to use my age as an excuse. So that's basically what it is, okay? If you want to tell yourself that you're old, hey, you know what? Go right ahead. But don't be surprised if you start to act old, and if you start to act old, don't be surprised if you start to look old. If you want to use that as an excuse to why you can't, you know, reach your dreams, go to college, you know, build a fortune, do whatever the hell you want to do with your life, then fine. Go ahead. But don't really believe it. Like if you really want to get in shape, don't use that as it. Realize that it's just an excuse. Don't use it as an excuse. If you really want to get in shape, okay, realize that you can do anything you want to do at any age. And the only reason why, you know, you're not in as good shape as you used to be is because you're not as active as you used to be. The only reason why you put on some weight is because you ate too much of the wrong stuff, not enough of the good stuff, and you didn't exercise. And that's after years and years of doing that, you're going to get out of shape. So that's the reason. Like I said, it's, you know, it's nothing special. It's just if you act old, you're going to get old.